Coaches, I'm here to go over a couple of adjustments that we've made to the XA score system, primarily through your dashboard. We're looking for some ways to help give you some better information, tracking down issues that you may have, in particular with some missing check-ins, players that have checked in maybe just with their body weight and are missing their daily check-in or vice versa, or identifying what method players use to check in, whether they use the QR code for scanning or did a manual entry, or if a coach entered that for them as well. So let's get started. The first report that I want to go over with you is a little bit different. It's currently page 1. We've moved it up in the order of our reports because it is the one that most coaches are taking a look at least quickly every single day. This report, though, has changed. What's changed about this report is that we are no longer comparing against just yesterday. We're comparing against a 7-day average of all check-ins. It became problematic when players were checking in on a Sunday, maybe 2 to 3 to 5 players checking in on a Sunday on their own, and then you were comparing that data on a Monday. Or if your team had a Wednesday off and a handful of players checked in, and then you're comparing that data on a Thursday. So what we've done is we've stripped out, doesn't matter what day it is, we're looking at all check-ins over the last 7 days as an average. So here for our test team, today's check-in, our soreness was 2.75. That means that we dropped 12.7% over the last 7 days. So if you think of the last 7 days as a baseline for your program, the average of all of the reports that are turned in, if you're trending above or below that line in each of these categories. You can see our test team today is not in very good shape based on that. So let's get into the specifics of what's been added to the XA score system through your dashboard. If you go down to report 7, you're going to see a missing weight check-in timing. This is not a new report, but we've added something different to this, which is the method in which the student athlete has checked in. Many of you are looking at either this report or the daily check-in and timing report to see if there's anyone missing. Our test team, you can see here, has no missing weight check-ins for the day. But over here on the left for June 15th, what you're able to see with this method column is the way in which all of our athletes checked in. The PQR means that the player used the QR system. They scanned it with their phone. That means that their phone was at the QR code located wherever in your facility that you're putting that for weight check-ins. A coach can also check in a player with their QR code. So a coach can have his phone and scan the QR code and then type in the weight for the individual player by using the roster picker. That would be a CQR for a method. I don't have any of those on this example. What I want to point to are the 3 p.m. This means that it was a player manual check-in. The player then selected weight from the home screen and punched in his own weight. This doesn't mean that he wasn't in attendance. He very well may have been. He just didn't use your process and procedure of using the QR code to check in. So we're giving you a little bit more of a refined list of people that you may need to have a conversation with or track down to verify that they were on site, and then coach them by using the system in the way it's intended by scanning the QR code when they're checking in with weight. Next, I'm going to take you over to a couple of our checklist reports that we have. These are relatively new, report 5 and 6. So when players are checking in the morning, it's common to have a dashboard, a computer out and a dashboard open. So as players are checking in, sometimes you're wanting to check some of that information as it does populate within the system. So in this particular report, as each person is checking in, you're going to get their weight and their feeling or their soreness. So this is going to tell you 2 things. One is it's going to tell you if you have the data that you're looking for. If you don't, you're going to see someone who has a dash. So this particular student athlete has a dash actually throughout the system. But if I go back in time here to, this would be June 7th, I can see that the quarterback, Lindsey Vondrack, did not do a weight nor a daily check-in. If they do a daily check-in, both of these numbers will populate, okay? And then obviously weight is separate from that. So you're able to see if someone's missing their entire check-in or part of their check-in. If they've submitted weight, that'll show here. If they've submitted a daily, these 2 will populate. And of course, you can go back in time and look historically at all these check-ins. And as many of you all know too, you can go to the 3 dots in the top right down here. You can download to CSV, to Excel, or to Sheets if you want to manipulate this data in any other way. That is also available in your overall weight chart, which is report 3. So These two checklists right here, which are reports 5 and 6. The first one is weight with feeling and soreness. The second one is going to also be weight as the key contributor to understanding if someone's in attendance. And that's compared against sleep. So you're looking at total sleep that the student athlete reported, as well as sleep quality. So if you're trying to, as players are checking in and you're trying to get the heartbeat of how they're doing, this is a way to see this and to quickly see if something's missing. It is just another version of today's check-ins report. So if you go up to report 2, okay, this has been in the system for a long time. This is giving you today's check-ins. The thing about this is it's not broken up by position like the previous checklist was, and your weight report is also broken up by position. This is the information as it comes in. So again, you're getting a quick hit of obviously their weight. Anything that stands out, color-coded and shaded, that stands out low, your 1 reports, your 2 report. The thing about this report is that a student athlete has to have at least one or the other of a check-in, meaning a weight or a daily, to populate on this list. The previous report will show all players that are on your team. So if someone's missing, you'll see that immediately. If someone is missing one part of their check-in, a weight, but they did the daily, they'll show up on this report, or vice versa. If they've done the daily and not their weight, if they've reported at all, they'll show up on here. And then if it's missing, it'll be denoted as well. So these are 3 different ways to get check-ins monitored, to understand who's missing, to understand how the report came in, and to stay on top of it. And again, as you know, this is all in real time as your student athletes are checking in. So thank you for taking a listen. I appreciate it. Until next time, do the next thing right.